So you're suffering from burnout. Well, you're not alone. Up to 60% of doctors have complained of this during their working lives. And it's no wonder. Being a doctor is stressful. We have to work long hours, with days filled with intense encounters with severely ill patients, with some of them seeming to hate you no matter what you do. You might spend all your time giving out lifestyle advice and handing out medicines, but most doctors are rubbish at getting help themselves. This might be because they feel a stigma associated with looking for help for stress-related illnesses, or they feel like they're letting the side down by taking time off to be treated. This leads to 1 in 15 doctors turning to drugs or alcohol to deal with their stress. But there are healthier ways to deal with the issues. Here's a news story detailing one doctor's point of view about burnout.
The last 3 weeks I've done 2 weekends and had 1 off. And I'm supposed to, if I stayed on the road, I'd be on nights over Christmas, which wouldn't be negotiable if I was, permanently here on the rota. Definitely has an impact, I'm having to say no to doing a lot of things with friends and family. The rota's pretty tough, and I see the Regis doing their rota and they're doing lots of nights and late shifts, and I don't think it's very flexible. I'm moving to Sydney. The work-life balance over there is better.
As you've seen, burnout can have profound effects on an individual. Now that we've seen an example of burnout, you might be asking, what is it? Burnout has 3 components. Emotional exhaustion. This means having an inability to engage fully with many aspects of the job and not feeling any joy in your work. Depersonalization. This manifests itself as a tendency to depersonalize with all those whom you interact with, so that patients no longer seem as individuals and simply become part of the routine. Lack of personal accomplishment. Here you feel as though you haven't had any achievements in your work or home life, even if the reality is different. So why is burnout bad? Burnout is bad as it leads to decreased professionalism by the doctor and the quality of care that they provide.
First I thought the cause of death was kidney failure, brought about by untreated diabetes, but then I noticed the knife. Scalpel. We will put the leeches here, here, and here. On the plus side, one of you is going home today with a free knife. It's a chef mate, so that's good quality. I'm kidding. No, we're gonna have to take that foot. Okay, time to test those reflexes. Failed. We could put it in a jar for you. You can keep it on your mantle or something. This is when I could walk. I have some rather exciting news. You're pregnant. I'm a quack. Well, my PhD from Botswana's premier online college says otherwise. Oh, he's gonna be a soccer player. I say he, but too early to tell.
Burnout also leads to increased medical errors and lawsuits. Thirdly, patients can tell when a doctor is suffering from burnout, which leads to lower patient compliance and trust in them, leading to an overall lowered patient satisfaction. Finally, burnout can lead to increased rates of substance abuse in doctors, suicidal thoughts, and a desire to leave the medical profession. Okay, so you've identified that you're suffering from burnout. Now how do you prevent it? Doctors have used a few tips in the past to prevent burnout. First, make sure you're getting a good night's sleep. Sleep deprivation can make you feel terrible, and you want to be at your physical peak to deal with all the stresses of being a doctor. It may be hard working shifts, but changes are coming in place to prevent junior doctors from becoming sleep deprived. Second, if you enjoy going to the gym, do it. Exercise has been shown to improve mental well-being along with physical well-being. You'll feel so much more positive, and if you combine it with a healthy diet, you'll have more energy to cope with the workload. Third, make sure you monitor yourself and your stress levels. Keep track of how you're coping with the workload and reflect about challenging clinical scenarios. If things are getting difficult, find ways to manage the workload, such as talking to your supervisor, and managing your time more effectively. Remember all those hobbies you put on your personal statement when you applied for uni? If you've stopped doing them now that you're a doctor, then why? Even though you have less free time due to work, try to make time. Whether your hobbies range from stamp collecting to skydiving or from train spotting to rock climbing, try to continue with these during your career, as they will help you to concentrate on something other than medicine. Set boundaries between your work and home life. Try not to talk about medicine all the time after work. Use your time off to enjoy a book, a movie, or a walk in the park. Take a step back from medicine and just enjoy the simple things. Friends and family are the key to staying sane. They should be your first point of contact when things get difficult. They're the ones you can talk about stresses with and take advice from. Try to see them often. Talking to people face to face is often more effective for your well-being than a text message or a phone call. Finally, if things are still stressful, consider working part-time or in a different field of medicine. If you are feeling the symptoms of depression, discuss with your GP for advice and counseling. Up to 20% of doctors are depressed, and this should be managed with the help of your GP. They should be your first point of contact if you have any concerns about your health, and identifying the problem early will make it easier to deal with. The BMA have an excellent counseling service for doctors who are feeling burnout.